Hello again folks, and welcome back to the this is part 2 of the Bush SRP 31C record player from the mid 1960s, I'd say. Well, this one's early 1960s because of the deck that's in it. Now what the issue we've got here is basically, as you know, as I've already explained when I was doing the amplifier, this unit was so-called serviced, or is it that you do it with? To wiggle your two hands with two fingers. Yeah. Anyway, it was so-called serviced, but the problem I'm having with it is, I won't call him an engineer, that's too good of a word. Anyway, the idiot that did the service on this, basically what I want to do is get the cabinet out of the way. So what I'm going to do, I've got me, where's my wire cutters, because can I get in there with a screwdriver too? Yeah, I can. Save chopping away at things. See if I can get in there with a screwdriver first. If I can't, then I'll have to just nip the wires and re-shrink them. But we'll try this first. But basically, oh yeah, we got it folks. Yeah. Basically, what it did, what I found out is, now are they undone? Should be. Yeah. Anyway, basically what he's done, he's supposed to have serviced the deck, but he hasn't really done a good job on that. I mean, he's put grease in it and stuff, but I will just want to have a feel around here, because the ball bearings are missing out of the ball race. There's no ball bearings in the ball race at the bottom of the you know, in the thrust bearings at the bottom. There's no ball bearings in it, there's only one in it. So, and they're not in the mechanism, and they're not in the case. So, which means that they were never put back in. And he told the customer that the machine was running slow because of the idler was rock hard and cracked. Well, that's a load of bollocks. There's nothing wrong with the idler. He even put a stronger spring on the idler to pull the idler tighter to the motor. No, you don't do that. You fix the fault properly. I'm hoping I won't have to take this off the motorboard to do it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look round it and just see if I can find them ball bearings that are missing. Because why do I get the feeling I'm not going to find them, because they ain't bloody here. There's only one in there. I have got some, hopefully, that are the right size. Hopefully Garrard used the same ball bearings. If he didn't, then it's tough. Not really a lot I can do, because what I've got is what I've got, really. I'm going to tap this on here. No, there's no ball bearings in there, they fell out. Right, so what I'm going to do now, folks, I need to find a small clip for here as well, because that is supposed to be clipped on, and all it had was this clip on the turntable, and although that's probably right, this is supposed to be clipped in, and this is not supposed to be removed. Anyway, we've got the bottom thrust washers in there. We've got the top thrust washer. Now the problem is going to be these bearings. I'm going to have to use the turntable. The reason why I'm going to have to try not to make too much of a mess of the customer's turntable mat, because it's in lovely condition, and you know, try and be careful. What I'm going to have to do is try and push these bearings and these balls out of this. Oh, that's it, it'll come out easy enough. How many is there? How many does that need? It needs 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many is in this? 5. Why can't I just put that fucking thrust, why can't I just drop that straight down into there? Well, there's a very good reason for that. It doesn't fucking fit. Whereas I could have just put that, if that had fitted, I could have just put that straight in. And that would have solved the problem. And these bearings look bigger. But there again, we'll see. Anyway, it's just a matter of what I should do really, I should try one to make sure that they actually are okay, shouldn't I? If not, I'll have to now this is going to be some doing. Right, what you do, you pick them up like that and then you drop it in, put your finger on it, too big that's too big, I'm afraid. It's too big, the bearings are smaller. So basically there's no point in using those. Now let me have a look. Clip that back into there. There's no point in wasting. Now where's me box I just fucking got out with my bearings and stuff in it? Where's my box with my bearings and stuff? They're on my cartridge bits. I must have put it back up on the shelf. Let's have a look. I thought they're my belts. This is it here, I think. No, they're knobs and things. No. Come on, where are you? No. Just had you fucking down, you bastard. I hate it when you can't remember where you've put something. You've just fucking had the cunt in your hand. That's knobs, belts, knobs, rotary ones. That's it. Basically, right, basically I might not be able to put any bearings in it. I wonder if this one here will fit. Because that's out of an Auto Slim. That's an Auto Slim one. Wonder if it will fit. If it doesn't, put that in. It fucking doesn't. Wonder if the bearings out, it'll fit. That's one way to find out. Get that magnet off there a minute. There's one way to find out. Just clip one out. See, they're gonna have to go in. Look it out. What else is in here? Oh, it's a ball race. So I've got two of those plastic ball races. But the problem is the fucking bearings don't fucking fit. Right. Let's try this one. And that looks like the same size as the fucking other ones. Let's see. Yeah, they're fucking different size completely. The fucking size of them things, they're fucking really small. There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, it's got to have bearings in it. You can't not put it, I can't put that together with no bearings in it. It's as simple as that. Let's have a look at this. Have a look at this BSR. Yeah, they're bigger now. And the problem is, I'll put you on pause, folks. I'm gonna have to. You have to wait a minute. I'm gonna have to decide what I'm gonna have to do here. Probably have to ring the customer because there's not a lot I can do about it. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ring him up and speak to him. Gonna have to ring the customer. Where's the remote for it? There we are. I'll be back in a minute, folks. I'm gonna have to ring him up. Hey folks, I'm back. Just had to ring the owner this record player. Anyway, as you know, the bearings out of here are lost. There's only one. I found this tuner which has got bearings in it, so I'm hoping that there's bearings down there, I can see them. And you know something, they look like they might be the right size. Let's get this apart and have a look. Do I have the ability to pull this off? Or am I just playing with myself? Let's find out. Right, so now there's one in there. There's one in there I can see. Yeah, there's one. There's one. Let's see if it's the same size as them. No, it's bigger. That's the one at the back. But them ones there look smaller. They're smaller. I think they are anyway. Anyway, never mind fucking it. Let's get it out and have a look. Right. No, they might be the right, so they might be the wrong size now. Let's try and. There we go. Yeah, they're all the wrong fucking size and all. What a bastard. Thought they would have fucking fitted, but they don't. Anyway, never mind. They do look a bit smaller, but they're not small enough, unfortunately. No, they're not small enough. They're all that size. They are a bit smaller, but not small enough, I'm afraid. Because they need to fit, and they won't. So anyway, that's all. Don't drop them in there. Drop them in there for a minute. It's scrap shit, really, innit? Now let's see what else. See what other possibilities there is. Do. Now let's just get my magnet, which has got a load of ball bearings stuck on it. See if that'll fit in there. Well, that one sort of just dropped straight through. It's here anyway. I mean, they're not the right size. They're definitely not the right size. if I could get, let me just try something. I'm going to just try something, folks. I'm going to put them in and see if I can get it to work, because no, good thing about it is I've got plenty of them. So if I can get them to work, if I can get it to work, then that's fine. I need to bring this round a bit because we've got 3 more bearings to go in. So if I can get it to work, then it's that's all well and good. But I'd rather have the right size bloody bearings. If I ain't got the right size, I ain't got the right size. There's fucking not a lot I can do about that. It needs to be a size smaller than what these are. But we'll try it. Well, that's the bearings in. Let's put the thrust washer in. Right, well there's the... Where did I put the thrust washer? It's on there somewhere. Let's make sure that doesn't jolt and them bearings don't go everywhere. Right. There it is. And let's drop the thrust washer on. Now I need to turn the gear because that has to... Oops, there we go. Because now that little pawl has to be pushed in, and that drops on top of the bearings, which is right. Now this goes on. Oh, the automatic. You know something, folks? I think I might just get away with that, you know. There's supposed to be a clip on there, but it's missing. There's supposed to be a clip on there. Look at that. There's supposed to be a clip on there, but it's missing. Oh. Well, we've not dropped any more bearings. So if I hold that, now get all this crap out of here. Whoops. Right. Make sure there's nothing there, no, nothing. Now let's see. Let's see if the automatic mechanism works. It does. And just put this back on, just so it's well, we don't want, we just want it so it doesn't catch. That'll do. Right, so what we'll do now we'll just put the arm back down. Right, what we'll do now we've got that sorted, see, that's supposed to, so you're supposed to, see, that's not supposed to come off that. It's supposed to all stay on, and I need to find some sort of retainer to go in there. It's supposed to be a retaining clip that goes in there to stop all that lifting out, so you don't lose your bearings in the first place. Now I need to put something under here. Hi Andy. Hey Francie, you alright?
Yeah, not
Are you off out?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, let me know if you need anything bringing up.
Okay.
Okay, see you later.
Alright. Bye.
Bye. Right, let's get me grease. Let's get me grease, and I can put a bit of grease on the washer, and I also need my oil. Right, so grease, my little grease brush, my grease applicator brush, application brush, whatever. Right, so what I'm going to try and do, I'm not going to try and paste the grease onto the bearings, because I know it'll come off and stick to the brush and shit like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the grease onto the thrust washer. I'm going to put the grease onto the washer and then put the washer on. There we go. Not a lot of area, surface area on these washers. Drop that into there. Doesn't matter if I get it everywhere, because it'll all be getting cleaned anyway. Drop that onto the top of there. That's good. Now I need to find some sort of a clip or something to go into there. Or failing that, when the mechanism, what I could do, well, I can't, can I? Because I'm not going to be able to carry it. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll run a little bead of oil, there we go, down the spindle, And before I put the turntable on, I'm going to do the idler. Before I do all that, I'm going to do the idler now. Because the idler needs doing. So I'm going to... The fucking mess is made of that. Right. So let's get the rubbery new. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this because this stuff stinks. Right. Put the top back on that so that I don't knock it over or don't spill it. Now, the guy who did this, the dunce who did this, said that the idler was all cracked and it was fucked. And there's nothing wrong with the idler. In fact, this is one of the best I've seen, to be perfectly honest. So look at that. Because you don't want any shiny. I mean, this idler is dead supple, it's not hard at all. In fact, to be honest with you, this idler is better than the one that's on my Ferguson. And my Ferguson's got a good idler. This is better than the one that's on that. There we go. Give that a quick wipe. You'll wipe on my shirt. That's not bad actually. But you said the idler was all cracked. It ain't. There's nothing wrong with it. Now let's have a look at my box of springs. Let's get rid of that abomination of a fucking spring is put on and find a proper fucking spring to do the fucking job properly. Let's have a look at my collection of springs. See if we can find a fucking spring that will do the job. Now let's have a look. Let's take that off there, because that is fucking, that I wouldn't have even give a customer a record player back with a spring like that on it. That is not the right type of spring. There we go. Now look at that, folks. Too fucking strong. Now let's have a look. The old famous box of springs. It goes from there to there. But it doesn't have all that tension on it. Now that's the right idea. That's the right idea. Now see if that one will do it. Let's put the idler on. There's supposed to be some felt washers on here as well. Well, yeah, well, small washers, and they're not there. Now, well, that automatically unlocks. I didn't know it did that. That's it, look. That's it. Let's check the adjustments. And look at that. Right. I'll tell you what. That. That is actually right, but scraps. Actually, I'll just take this off. Scraps! Do you know something? Scraps! In! I just want to close this gap up here. Just so that doesn't come out. And that's not going to come out of there now. And this one here, I will just take it slightly in. Now see if we can get that in there. Should be able to just get that in there and it not come back, not pop back out. There we are. Right, I'd say that's about as good as it's going to get. I would like to put felt washers on, but I don't think I have any. Let me have a look in my little tray. I would like to put a washer under there. I haven't got a felt one, but I wonder if a metal one will do it. That fits there, lovely. And that fits there. Now let's check the height. 16, which is right, yes, it's right in the middle. Ooh, 45, and 78. Yep, and there's room for the clip to go back on. Now, I'll use the knife to put this back on. I just think it'll do a better job. That's it. Right, now let's put the turntable platter back on. This turntable's got a bit thingy there, but oh hang on, I want to clean the drive drum. Oops, the fucking springs have gone end up everywhere, there we go. Let's just give this a clean. The last thing we want is to get this fucking thing all nice, only to fucking get grease everywhere. There we go. Oh, that stuff fucking reeks. Just get me corner of my shirt, just get into make sure. Yeah. Perfect. Now all I have to do is not else I can do really for you folks, but I've done my best. Now let's drop the turntable. Now let's well, the idler's engaging with the turntable, that's what we want. I'll run it in a minute. I just want to do another quick squirt of oil down the centre to be safe. I know I gave one, but I like to, there we go. Let's just lift that up. That'd be better with the fucking springs, it's higher. There we go, that's it. Oops. Couple of drops of oil down there. Lift that out and the oil's gone in the wrong place, hasn't it? Oh, I want it down the shaft, not there. Let's wipe that off. I want it run it down the centre spindle. That's it. Yeah, let's just lift it up again and let the oil, there we go, drop that back down, there we go, wipe off the excess. Now let's Let's find a clip that might do that job. Find something that might do that job. In fact, what I want to do, I want to find the power leads. Don't think we'll reach the variac, so that doesn't matter. Because I'm not bothered about reaching the variac anyway. Don't need the variac for this, it's a fucking motor. Shove that into there. Shift everything out the fucking way, make sure. Right, shift that. Pop that into there. Now let's lift that up there. $16. 33. It has to be off, otherwise it won't have to idle up for the speeds. 45 and 78. Now let's check the auto mechanism. Check it on 33. Right. Take a couple of records. Hey. Right, let's just check it with a couple of records. Right, let's put the cartridge on because I need to check the set down point. There we go. But I will be, I'll put it onto, well, it's LP, both sides LP. I'll leave it on that side. Right. 145. That's it. Yep. Yeah, the other reason why, or to do the change down now, the motor's not resting on the thing. Just put my cup under it. There we go. That's on 33. That's 33, that. No. Let's go again. That's 45. Yeah, that's a big difference. I'll hold it there because I don't want it. Move it on a bit. That's right, that I can tell by the sound. Reject. There we go, folks. It's loud, that it doesn't even need an amplifier. Give it one more go, and then I'm going to put it down as done. Let's lift that out because it's there. Make sure it comes off at the end. Yeah, it will. And I'll also check the weight, tone arm weight as well. Right. Let's get my scales and check the weight. Right, supposed to check it. I'm not pulling the turntable off. Try and check it without pulling the turntable off. Because you're supposed to check it about the height, and that's the height of the turntable. And that's a bit higher. But I'll just knock a little bit off for this discrepancy. I'm not lifting that turntable off again. I'm not running the risk of losing the bearings. Let's turn that back on. In fact, actually, right, there we go. There we go. Now let's see what we get. Fucking hell, 8.15. Wow. Wow. And that's the wrong way because that's weighing 10 now. Try that. 8. So we're back to where we were. Would be about 4. 7. Oh, we're coming down. I'll tell you what. Get the scale styles around the black dot. There we go. 6. Yeah. 4.2. 4.4, that's fucking way more than it did a minute ago. Let's try that. 3.6, that's too light for this arm. 3.8, that'll do. Let's try a record on it now, see if it plays a record all the way through. We'll try this, just see if it plays without skipping and stuff. I'll be able to tell. Right, I'll come back at the end of the record, folks. I'm not going to make you sit through that. Right, I'll come back at the end of the record. Right, we're near the end of the record now, folks, and it hasn't skipped, so you have to take my word for that, but trust me, it hasn't skipped, it's played through beautifully. I thought I'd put it on, thought I'd come back now, and you can see I just actually tried to ring the owner to tell him that I'd actually sorted out his ball bearing situation. I mean, it's as best as I can get it, folks. That's really disconcerting, you know, because I'm looking at it on the TV screen and it's already done it here before it does it on the screen, and you see everything's slightly lagged, obviously because it has to go through the camera and get to the TV and whatnot, and you know, be processed and stuff, and then come on the screen. And it's like when you're talking, I mean, it's like I'm talking out of sync, but everything sort of sorts itself out, if you see my point. Right, so we're at we'll call it 4 grams, just under 4 grams. I like that. I like the way that. I like the way that unlocks when you do that. I mean, it won't go over and play now because it'll sense there's no record. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to check the torque of the turntable. And the way I check the torque is with my fingers. And that's okay. Because the motor stops. Right, and it doesn't seem to slow down much. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on 78. Well, I'll try it on all the speeds. So we'll try 16. I mean, it'll take, I mean, come back in 10 years. If it stops on 6, if it gets through it on this without stopping, then we know everything's right. If I have to help it, then I know there's an issue. But no, we're alright there. We've got plenty of grip. That fella, Stephen Sylvester, his name is. And let me tell you, folks, he's absolutely full of shit. He said the idler in this machine was all cracked and rock hard. And the idler isn't all cracked. So it's put on 78 and I'll let it run. There we go, look at that. And the idler isn't cracked. In fact, this is actually a very good deck. I wouldn't mind this for my Ferguson, actually. This is a better deck than my Ferguson's got. But this is a very nice deck. It's clean. The idler is one of the best I've seen. The mechanism's one of the best I've seen. It is nice and clean. And not because he's cleaned it, all he's done is splashed a bit of fucking grease. He's even put grease on the top of screw heads. Now how about that grease on the top of screw heads? What a complete and total boner. You know. All he's done really is just lashed the grease around. It looks like he's just thrown the grease pot at it. You know. Man, I suppose you've got to be grateful. I'm going to let it run on 78 for a bit. And let everything wear in. So I'll leave that to do that for a bit, folks. And I'm going to have a cup of tea while it does it. And the next time you see this, it'll all be put back together. And that'll be the next time its owner sees it as well. And and because he's not coming back for it for about a week or something, 2 weeks or something, I've got it to use, so I'm going to enjoy it. I'll play some of my records on it, give it a really good test for him, you know, and yeah, brilliant, top stuff. And this is a lovely, I can't get over how nice and clean that this deck actually is. I mean, the owner told me that the deck wasn't too bad. When he sent it, he said it wasn't really an issue with the deck, it just ran a bit slow on when the mechanism operated. He said it was really just a service I wanted and the amplifier doing. He says, but you know, sometimes you just can't get the people. And let me show you something, folks. Can I show you this? This, where's the remote control for the camcorder? This is Stephen Sylvester's idea of a new spring to tension everything up. The reason why he put that in to tension everything up is because the fucking dickhead lost the bearings out of the fucking turntable, out of the fucking thrust race. But look at this. Right, let me get my pliers so I don't get a spring stuck in my finger. Right, put my glasses on a minute and let me show you something. Right, look at that. Now I can't stretch that. Jesus. No wonder it was running slow. I can't stretch that. You know, that's a difficult spring to stretch. That's a strong spring. If what I'll do, I'll cut the end off that and throw it in my spring box. And what he's done, and look at that. Look what he's done here. Because he didn't have the right size spring, look what he's done. Made the right monkey's breakfast of the end to make it fit. Whereas I didn't. I'll throw it in there for now. I went in my spring box and I pulled out a spring that I thought would do the job, and I just tightened the ends of the spring up just so it can't pop off. You know, just to prevent it popping off in transit or whatever. Because it'll never pop off. It'll never pop off while it's running or while it's this way up. I mean, I need to find something to secure the centre boss of the turntable, because it's supposed to have a clip that's not supposed to be taken out. In fact, the clip's actually countersunk and it's very difficult to get out because my Ferguson's got one and my Clark & Smith has got one, and you're not supposed to take the clip out, because when you take the clip out, you know, you run the risk of losing the ball race, losing all the bearings. And that's what he'd done. And where's that tub of grease? There it is. And that's what he'd done. He took it apart wrong. And obviously, you know, that was it. But no, these don't come apart that way, I'm afraid. Unless you have to do some, unless you have to perform some sort of surgery. And that's a centre clip that goes in, that's right. It's supposed to have one of them, because it's portable, it's supposed to have one of them. Not all of them do. My Ferguson ain't got one. You don't need it really, because the turntables are tapered, they don't come off. Or not all the time anyway. What I'm going to do, I'm going to find something to put on to do the job of that clip. I'll have a look through my clips and see what I can find, and I'll put something on to do the job and stop it all coming off and him losing his bearings. And but look at that now, folks. You know, that's all. Let's try changing the speed. Yeah, let's try lift the motor off the ground. There we go. 45, 33, 16. Let's go back up. Don't like changing back up. But there again, you're not meant to change the speeds when it's running anyway. You're meant to change the speed with it stopped. And it's a nice quiet motor in this as well. It's a lovely motor. It's actually a very good machine. It's one of the best I've seen. It's clean. The mat hasn't rotted. It's been kept in a good place. Anyway, folks, so that's enough of me rabbiting. I'm going to catch you later because I'm going to get this. I'm going to have a brew, and then get this assembled. See you later, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Oh, join me in part 3 when we actually see the record player all back in one piece and playing a record. Hi folks, this is just a quick one before I end the video. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it up a bit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually do a quick demonstration, and I'm going to show the record player working before I put it back in the cabinet, and I can do that. I mean, actually properly working, playing a record with a bit of audio, because I can do that. I'll use my signal tracer, and we got. Oops. If we get that to stay on there. There we go. There. There we go. That sounds rough. Let's turn the needle over. That sounds rough.
So it's up on the road before it's light, eating miles as we go. Now we pick up speed as we take the lead. You just watch me and see how I go. I was in behind, the freeway set me free as we thunder along.
That's better. That's the other side of the needle, can't be that clever. Or stylish rather. Right, let's put my test record on. The one I always use for testing. Let's put that on. If I can find it. Where is it? Oh, I bet it's under here. Well, it's not in its sleeve. Oh. Shit. I've just dropped a box of resistors down the bottom of the side of the workbench. I'm going to have to find that after. And all them resistors. Here it is. Never mind. I've got to clean down there anyway. What I'll do, I'll empty the hoover and then I'll vac them all up and fish them out. Right, let's put this test record on. Right, I won't let. I'll let the automatic mechanism do it. And then I'll move. Oh, we want 33. Or if you're in Ireland, it's dirty tree and a turd. Dirty tree and a turd. Right, so what I'll do now, I'll move it to where I normally, because I'll. There we are. Now it's. That hum's only caused because I'm holding that. Manual mode. There we go. Right, and that's that working, folks. You've seen the deck work, and you've seen me accidentally push the arm across the record by accident. I've dropped a box of resistors. What else can go wrong? Anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and more to come later when I put this thing back in its case. It's about ready to go in now. Bye, folks.